I got a mail as a reminder from Steam a few days ago that the finals is out, almost out of nowhere. It is now available as a free-to-play FPS game on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and Series S and PC, as I'm playing here. It is for sure time to come back now to the game after I've been playing the game before in the beta sessions, and I have been given some first impressions during those sessions, you might say. Some of my thoughts or opinions are about the same now from the last time I played it, meaning the last open playtest session. So the finals overall is a fun experience. It's a game show. It's a bit here and there all over the place when it comes to gameplay and those kind of experiences. We'll be getting into that soon. But it's also a well optimized game, and I had to add that early on in the video since I'm playing on a low spec PC, and that is a plus. I have been playing a lot of new games coming out during the last 2 years, for example, that hasn't been that well optimized, but this game plays pretty good, I would say. Season 1 is also launching soon, so you will have battle pass and cosmetics for your character and everything, those crazy stuff that you've seen also if you played the betas before, and that goes for both PC of course and consoles. And they promise that there will not be anything crazy when it comes to cosmetics that will break the game in any way, so that's fine. The gunplay mechanics in the game are basic. It's nothing super amazing, but it works, I would say. It gets the job done most of the time. The movement, if you have played other games with more advanced movement systems, maybe Apex or anything like that, then it feels a bit also basic, I would add. To be honest with you, it feels as if it's slower than the actual last beta test. But I want to talk about something that is quite important, at least for me and maybe for you as well, as someone that is mostly playing solo, getting in solo queue when you're going to play and everything. And that has to do with the fact that this game is not that great when it comes to playing solo. The game plays definitely best if you are in tournament or in ranked mode for many reasons. The casual mode will pair you, as most games, with people with a huge variety of FPS experience, alongside with the fact also that very few communicate when you're playing casual, not making callouts or maybe even ping, stuff like that, which means that you are so much better off to play with a team, meaning friends. But not everyone have that or are able to play when maybe your best friends are online, being able to help you out as a team. Which takes me to the next thing when it comes to shortcomings, you might say, and that is also how the actual game modes plays out during most matches. The incentive to actually be first at the vault in order to grab the money is pretty low as it is at the moment. Usually you and your team are better off to either wait and steal the money from the opponents when they are grabbing the money and are also making their way to deposit them. Or you simply wait even longer, and when they have actually deposited the money, then make the move to wipe out their team and steal the money in the last minute. This is something I believe that they need to look into and maybe reward the players or the team more that actually opens the vault and take the money. Not sure though how exactly that would be done in the game. Maybe you have some suggestions or thoughts about this. As mentioned, it is not a great of a game for playing solo, which in itself might shy away some players already there. There's no penalty either for people leaving or rage quitting matches, which happens quite often. So that might therefore be something that Embark Studios will have to consider to implement. It seems that you can have a guy also just being AFK and your team standing in the corner, and nothing has been done about that either. And it can be quite frustrating to say the least. There was also quite a few cheaters during the beta or betas, something that the studio addressed as a problem themselves. I do hope that we won't see them in the full game now, although I'm afraid that with time there will be more cheaters in the game as well. So again, good anti-cheat system in combination with a full working ban system is a must from start. With that said, another thing that I was hoping that they would put into the game after the playtests been made is a kill cam. Both because it can be good to see how and where you got killed or shot from, but maybe also a way to spot suspicious behavior if there might be a cheater in the game. Granted that the kill cam needs to be good, of course, so it does represent what actually took place. So adding kill cam and maybe also a penalty, let's say being not able to play for the next coming like 15 minutes or something when you're leaving games, could be a good thing to do in order to help out solo players queuing with randoms, since this is another game that heavily focuses on team play and has a somewhat competitive angle as well. I therefore hope that Embark Studios consider to add more game modes. Maybe take a step away from the 3 teams of 3 players concept and add like TDM or another kind of objective gameplay for that sake, where you play 5v5 or 6v6 or even 3 teams of 5 against each other. I believe that could be appreciated, and also some fun being able to test out some weapons and just go crazy. There has already also been thoughts about the overall balance in the game between classes and also weapons, but I'll leave that for now, and I might talk about that in another video later down the line. What I want to add instead is that the Finals foremost is a keyboard and mouse kind of game, and since I play on PC, I therefore don't know really how they have been able to adjust controller support and how it plays now after release on consoles when it comes to movement and everything. So please let me know if you have that kind of experience in the comments. Since the Finals is a free-to-play game, it therefore has to rely on the income from the microtransactions, which means that the game has to reach certain numbers, meaning doing well, in order to, get supported continuously by Embark Studios and Nexon. And I don't know really what threshold you might say that they have had or have when it comes to continue the work in the game, but it has to be mentioned since there's been quite a few games coming out, reaching some popularity for some time, a few months, and then they die off because the players are starting to abandon the game. But hopefully the Finals find its core audience, so the game can continue to grow alongside with some of the bigger titles out there. The game has its own kind of thing and style and potential for that sake, and I therefore believe that it can be able to stick around and have its place in the world of FPS games. Embark Studios have some guys with good experience or great experience in the industry, a background working on former DICE games as an example, so I hope they have a good plan ready to roll out when it comes to new content being released, improvements being made in the game, and stable servers to match the huge popularity that the game got already during the former beta playtests. But once again, the game being harsh against solo players might be an aspect that can punish the future growth of the game, since in most FPS games, at least the casual side of a game, a majority of players are queuing solo. That is most of the time the core of the player base, not sweaty streamers or content creators. But I will follow up the future development of the Finals in order to see how it's going and what direction this game is taking in a few weeks from now. As always, I would love to hear from you as well, what you think about the game so far, and also the things I've been talking about here. Is there something you would like to see improve in the game as well? Let me know. With that said, have a great day and a beautiful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Play.